Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is the Game War in the Pacific Admins Edition. This is my play by email match against Xargun. He is Allied Commander, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is Scenario 1 on game version 26B. Yeah. Not sure what we will see today, but if we show fall to national Chinese troops, that is okay for me. I not really need the base, it's only a burden. Still no night activity. And I take here Canton Island. Well, at least I landed Canton Island, but there's no one. And after the misclick some days ago, my troops are finally arriving, but 2-3 days later than expected, north of Balikpapan. It's always more easy to land here and walk down. Balikpapan have, I think, the better base force with more coastal battery fire and often also mines. So, and you need both bases at the end. Light landing losses, nothing new. And more dot bases around Bismarck. See. No real counter battery fire, so there are not really any additional forces waiting for me. And I had out of Tarakan already recon missions. I checked both of the bases, and I know that there are 4 Dutch units in total, 2 and 2. My submarine trying to mess with this patrol boats, patrol boats trying to mess with my submarine. Sooner or later my submarine will be running out of torpedoes, so the blockade of Vancouver will soon be over. So, and because it was nothing special, I arriving in my daily airstrikes, ground attacks against Chinese troops. And it's easy to see that here now more and more units are getting destroyed and not only disabled. So the Red Chinese army is dying now. I also try, after some days rest and training, to bomb Singapore again. 15,000 is maybe the sweet spot between low level and gets killed by flak, and 20,000 is nearly out of range of flak but not really able to create damage. So I try it with 15,000. Still Singapore have very heavy flak guns, so especially with this Chinese early army bombers with no protection and low durability, they dying too often. Direct kills by flak kill or consumed by operational losses. So these are some small scale ground attacks in south of China. 90% of my army air force is more or less around Xi'an, or operating to support my ground forces east of Xi'an. It's simply clear terrain. I have the infrastructure, 2 airfields with the size of 8. So I can operate up to 800 air or strike aircraft going in. This is enough. I also split up my carriers, so I have now 2 carrier divisions again. Carrier division 1 will go back to Maya, fix the engines and resupply. Carrier division 2 will support to bring back my army regiment back to Singapore to form up their new division. And it looks like, I don't know, there was a moment you can see there was the Chinese unit on the ground that disappeared. So I think this was just now the kill. Nothing more left on the ground. Flag is again strong, especially against this one engine bombers. But also my lilies taking damage. I create ground hits, but I really don't like to spend here so much resources, engine, airframes for this kind of support attack. Especially because I know that there are a lot of engineers in Singapore. Yeah. But my hope was that I think 2 last attacks kill each 1 or 2 units in Singapore, and maybe there was also a lot of flag guns getting destroyed. And if I am able to destroy this 3.7 inch or heavy flag guns, then maybe there's less flag power. But there's still too much flag coming out of Singapore to continue this kind of strategic bombardments. Good. This is the second battle already, but yeah, American or Filipinos can hold again. Nearly 2-1 attack values. Fort is destroyed, and for me, light losses only disabled. The Filipinos are dying, so 1 more kick and then it's over. Kokong, my divisions arrive, additional forces, so I have now here 2,300, so much more attack value. Means next turn I can attack again. And the bombardment take out some additional Chinese units. This is only pinned down. This is empty base. So, this was Kantong Island. But I don't really care this too much. I only want to own all of these empty bases so that I know there's no enemy ship waiting and hiding. Yeah. Overall, a slow turn. Nothing really special happens. Again, no big air battle, no navy clash, nothing, no activity. But again, this is also the reason why I don't really want to continue these bombardments against Singapore. The ops losses, I have 3 flag losses over Singapore and additional units. These operational losses. So I lost 3 flag pilots plus 1 landing accident. Yeah. Ship, nothing. No sinking sound, nothing special. So the Chinese are now here, means because up to now I lose every second or every third day 1 victory point here. So now this is Chinese asset. So I don't lose here more my victory point, 1 or 2 per week. That is fine, and I also don't get anything out of this, and the garrison level of 120 is far too much for an empty base and useless base especially. If I'm lucky, the Chinese will continue this drive source and also take the next city, because this city I also can give up. There's nothing here for me. Maybe there are 4 victory points, but I don't care. Of course, the allies get some victory points, but too little to really bother. And I would only fight for Amoy or Xi'an. Charmin. That is Charmin, not Xi'an. I have here some forces, so maybe they can hold. Additional, because I have here level 4 yeah, level 4. And my Venture army is already on the way. So I'm moving with full speed first to this dot base. I will arrive here soon, tomorrow more or less. And then I'm on the highway, and then I can rapidly walking down here 30 miles per day. So it means in 3 days I make 2 hexes. There's nothing left. I had here a delivery attack, but there was nothing more to attack, so there was no ground combat. The Air Force was successful, and they achieved what they promised, not like Dunkirk. Luftwaffe also promised to wipe out the British at the beaches. Was not working. Anyway, so this Chinese Red Army is still here, and I must kick them once more, then hopefully they are done. So I have to walk back and then this direction. I always walk on the road, not overland if possible. And this unit is still walking west, so next turn I will enter this hex. I will only check, because I missed the moment that something is coming to block me. Ah, yeah. Now here is a Chinese unit blocking me. So then if I arrive this turn, then the system will more or less change the routing of my unit and try to go this source way to enter Xi'an. Because the final goal or target destination is Xi'an. Good. Only for me to understand, because there was a turn and then I realized that why my unit is out of the hex. Now I know it. Oof. Nothing really special to talk about China. Looks all fine. Not crazy easy victory like in Jochen's game, but I will also achieve enough to be happy. My tank unit is also now ready to turn north, because you cannot really put a waypoint, so you must do all by hand. I must walk first in this hex, and then I can go north, try to catch them and finish this base force. So in Singapore, even if I want attack, I still must wait. Disruption of 25 is maybe the lowest point I would attack, but normally I like to have disruption less than 20. But also fatigue will have an impact on your fighting combat value later. So if you have a fatigue of 99, I don't have the mathematics behind this, but so far I understand this disruption will go directly less or lower your attack values, and fatigue is a percentage. So I don't know, but I would say like 25% of my attack value will not part of the attack, and then half of 75%, so this are also like 30%. So maybe up to 50% of my attack value will not really take part of the attack for this division if I attack now. So I let them rest and come down. And I can use this time to more or less increase my my combat strength. And what I always do is I rebuild them and then I part them again and see how this impact. Normally, if there's something to reactivate, then I always normally break them up. Because then you have this, I think this, the chance to get the disabled units reactivated is per unit. So now I make out of 1 unit 3 units. So I can at the end per turn get more disabled units active back. What will not help is this disruption fatigue, because if I part, this have no impact. Even if every unit gets 2 or 3 disrupted point down, or if it's 1 unit getting 2 or 3 disruption point down, it's at the end the same. But for disabled unit, it helps to break up the unit. And there's also another reason. Maybe this unit is completely defeated or disabled, but you can also get this bonus that you say you can get additional units out of this, because sometimes the game make a calculation how many units you can get. I don't know if it's working, but here's no additional forces coming to this unit, If I break it, it's also not. But where's the other division? Here's also nothing. But here, okay, here is to see. The whole division will have this disabled unit getting active, nothing more. If I break it down, this is a master, A is always a master. The support units have nothing to is disabled, but I get one additional mountain gun now. Because the game break it and say, okay, this unit needs 12. So if you do this always again and again, you can get a little over TOE, not much. And if they're getting destroyed, then you start from 0 again. But sometimes you can get like 3, 4, 5 or 10 additional fighting units, a little more gunpowder out of this. Yeah. And the main reason is for me normally you get the disabled units back in action faster. Good. My landing was here successful, no enemy unit. My Navy Guard units, my paratrooper, elite troopers. But this guy lost all of the experience because this unit was more or less defeated in Clarkfield. So I'm back to 65 experience. They start with 90, I think. This guy is at least at 87. And here are 2 Dutch units, and here are also 2 Dutch units. There's always 1 base force and 1 guard unit. The Filipinos will hopefully surrender tomorrow, then I can also get my 2 divisions back. Yeah. Nothing more to say here. And yeah, I split my carriers. It was before east here of Brisbane, and now 1 unit or 1 division go north, the other one east. I have here a little damage. This is simply engine damage or supply or system damage. Needs 1 or 2 days, maximum 3 days to fix it. I can refuel. Slowly but steadily the fuel is arriving in Nomaya, so maybe I need 1 more week to get here tons of fuel in. I say more is coming, yeah. Navy Guard units, and here's also more equipment is coming, more and more. Touchy. Good. This is his Navy Guard unit. It is part of the 55th Division, and this is all in Singapore, Malaya, Rangoon. And this 1 unit is I can bring all to Nomaya or the rest, or I bring this 144th Regiment to Malaya. And this is logistic, simply easier to ship 1 unit to Malaya for me. Dutch, maybe also American submarines are also around here of Nomaya, but up to now only 1 single one. At least I see only 1, maybe 2. No real threat, no impact so far on my shipping. Everything is fine. Yeah. Only last, and I made operation to pick up all of the bases around Somar Islands and Fiji Islands. Still continuously, but there's no force. I think here's 1 French small military unit, guard unit, and in Pago Pago are some Americans. But no shipping is coming in or out, or at least my submarine is here all the time on guard, and I don't really ever detect any shipment going in or out. So maybe Xargun lets this unit die. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also a big trap. We will see. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.